Oh, this chair's so good at massaging my back.
Okay.
Sorry, there's a side. Okay, we're here in Leogang for round 4 of the UCI Enduro World Cup. And today we're going to take you through a course preview. I'm here with Winnie Goldsberry.
And I'm here with Charlie Murray. First question, what's the terrain like, Charlie?
I still haven't decided. Every year my opinion changes, but there's heaps of forest and then also some alpine stuff. And there just seems to be roots everywhere. There's so many tree roots. And we saw that even pedaling over the liaison, it's just almost no dirt. It's just continuous tree roots. You're riding a mat of tree roots, and then stage 1's the same. I reckon it's one of the most challenging places we race.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like really gnarly everywhere.
And even when it's dry, the roots are still shiny and not that grippy.
Yeah. I almost find it nicer in the wet because it's like, you know that you can't push full volume constantly, so you're just like always holding on. Yeah,
I agree. I think either full wet or completely dry.
Yeah.
If we have half and half, it's just sketchy.
Doesn't work well.
All right, flip card, surprise question. Hopefully they've been kind to us. Ooh, this is a good one, Winnie. What stage do you think will separate the pack?
Maybe stage 1, just because it's quite long and because there's like all these pedally bits, and also it's quite technical, so you've got to be holding on, going fast, but you also have to keep upright.
I think it's probably 8 minutes long. So I think, if you can hit that with confidence, someone who's still riding well but not confident and not attacking will lose, up to like half a minute.
Exactly.
But then stage 2 is also probably even longer than stage 1. And then it has a few of those flat fire roads that you've got to tuck and pedal.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then at the bottom it's got all those bike park corners with sort of like wet bogs in them.
True.
And you're trying to get through the ruts.
That one will definitely be
I think that'll separate the pack too. Couldn't believe it yesterday on stage 3. I checked my GoPro and it was only 3 minutes long or something.
Yeah, I know.
But it felt like I'd covered so much ground.
Because there's so much different things, like so many different styles of riding in one stage. How is it that short?
You have the grassy sections and then the super techie narrow bit and then a creek crossing. They've paved this beautiful rock armour across, which was actually made me think of your dad's trail building. So I was like, oh, Richie would be proud of this creek crossing.
You'd be proud.
And then a climb, we've got everything, but it's only 3 minutes long.
That's crazy.
So I don't think that'll change the race too much, but 1 and 2 will.
This in the dry compared to this in the wet? Yikes.
Charlie, what do you think is the bit of stage 1, which is like the crux and like makes the most difference?
The critical point. To be honest, I reckon from the tight right corner, which is the foot plant corner, well, that's what I'm dubbing it, the foot plant corner.
No, that makes sense.
Because I kind of foot planted around it. From there's like about 10 or 15 tight corners that are really awkward. They're gonna make a difference. And then from there to the finish, you're traversing through the forest, off-camber routes the whole way. So I think the second half of the trail, you have to be on your game. The open bit, you can kind of just rip. I mean, I'll be focused the whole time, but I'll be especially focusing from that tight corner downwards.
Yeah, just after that foot plant corner, there was a section where everyone was crashing. So
that's where Hannah went off.
Yeah, and like Jesse and all sorts of people. So it's like definitely a key point.
Yeah. When you see Jesse going off the trail, you're like, oh, there must be something there.
Something's here.
Yeah. That's a huge place to crash.
Next question. Any sections that you took note of while we were doing practice, Charlie?
Yeah. There was a lot flying through my brain, especially when I was trying to sleep last night. I was just thinking about corners and rocks and roots. It was horrible. It was fun to ride. It's not horrible to ride, horrible to think about when you're trying to sleep. In the practice, what I paid the most attention to was probably stage 4, because I knew last year I had a really good stage on that. And I wanted to back it up this year, as you do.
Fair enough.
You're competitive with yourself. And there's this gap at the top. We've called it the Wombat Gap, which is a joke because the Wombat Gap's actually in Australia. But anyway, I did it and didn't jump it, so I felt super guilty. I can't let myself get away with that. I've got to go back up. So I went back up, pushed back up the trail, and then hit it again and actually cased it. Didn't go fast enough. What about you?
I think like one of the rooty sections in 3, I think I was thinking about it. I had the same sort of thing. I was like, I woke up and I was just like half asleep visualizing riding, and I was like, whoa, this is a problem.
Any sections where line choice is very important.
Oh yeah, on stage 1, when you get down into the bottom in the trees, there's like that one corner which you can go like really far outside.
What's the line, Wax?
Go all the way around, which is good in the wet.
Yeah.
Because there's no roots on it.
Yeah.
Or you can go outside to inside.
Yeah.
Which is like what I was doing yesterday
Yeah.
in practice.
Yeah.
And it's like fast, but it's so sketchy because there's like this one diagonal route which goes straight down.
Just as you're turning.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know the spot.
And it's like you just kind of have to get around it.
Yeah.
But I think there it's really important. All right, next question. What stage are you most confident on?
Oh, yeah, I think I enjoyed stage 1 more than most people. So I'm confident on that. I remember last week you had one stage you didn't like out of the whole race, which is pretty good. This week, how are we looking?
I like all of them, but I don't love 6 because it reminds me of my downhill racing days. I'm like, oh, gotta go fast, it's scary.
Yeah.
3 I really like. I like the new section on 3.
The loamy bit?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I really like that new section. It's just so much fun because it's just new and it kind of reminds me of riding at home, like loose, loamy routes and technical stuff. So I like that.
Well, I think stage 6 is the old downhill track.
Yeah.
And it kind of feels like that because it's wide, big holes, it's pretty blown out. And it's hard to ride a downhill track with only one run of practice. Like yesterday in the practice, sort of every corner I felt like I was in the wrong place.
Exactly, yeah.
But it's also quite important to nail it because it's the last stage that could decide the race if you're a second ahead or a second behind.
And also that's probably going to be where the most people are spectating, so we've got to look good through there, you know? It's important stuff.
And off the finish line jump, I'm like, I hope it's not windy because I want to be able to jump the whole jump.
It's scary.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, but
It makes you respect the downhillers.
100%.
I guess they have more practice laps, and that's why Enduro's cool and different because it's just one lap.
Yeah.
But it's hard to get up to speed with one lap when it's a trail with so many different lines.
What do you think of stage 5, Charlie?
I reckon it has a lot of potential, and maybe when it cuts in it will be a bit better, but right now, when we did it in practice, was really difficult to get onto the right line. I just never quite could get into it.
Yeah.
I felt like, screwed up a few corners, finally got a good corner, and then I was off into a different section. Screwed up that section too, and then finally got it good, and then got back into the other section.
Yeah, it wasn't
stage 5.
one that you could get any flow on, but it was also, I thought it was one of the less technical tracks. It was like, I thought found it was almost like a rest after doing all those really gnarly ones, and then coming in and just like having one which, I know I'm not actually going to die on this.
Yeah, but you still have to try and make time up, and sometimes it's harder to make time on the easy stuff.
True.
Because everyone's going quick. So yeah, stage 5 is fun, but I think race day should cut in better.
Yeah, hopefully.
Be a bit easier to follow. How's the course changed since last year, do you think?
What I noticed was as a change was stage 1 was harder than it was last year. I found it way more technical. Also stage 5, it's like it starts at the same spot, starts the same.
You think it's gonna be the same?
I was like, okay, here we go. I'm coming into this sick ass corner. Oh, that's tape. Yeah, I think it's just got more rough.
The winter and the rain and the spring and the autumn, whatever has happened since last year, has taken a whole lot of dirt out, and there's heaps of exposed roots, exposed rocks. It just felt rougher.
Way rougher, but it was good.
But yeah, rough is not always bad.
Yeah.
In general, they put together a pretty good course.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
I'm excited to race it.
If it does rain a whole lot today, and the race day is a wet race, what do you reckon at the bottom of 4, that fresh cut bit? What's going to be the technique? Is it going to be possible to get through there clean?
I don't know if it'll be possible to get through clean, but I think a couple foot plants is never a problem. You know?
No. Well, clean's all like a relative term, you know?
100%.
Like, we're not going to be clean. We're going to be covered in dirt, so that doesn't matter.
That's true. That is
But
true.
as long as you're not kissing the dirt, I think is the main thing.
I don't know. I think it'll be mainly about surviving and like getting through as cleanly as possible without like, messing up entirely.
If you keep moving, it's fine. It's a short section, so if you keep moving, and then if there's a rut, just hook into the rut, foot out if you need to, and just keep moving.
Foot out, flat out, bro.
Foot out, flat out. Thanks for joining us and checking out the course preview. We had a whole lot of fun in practice and frothing for the race day. Thanks, Winnie.
Yeah, thank you. All right, good luck and
Good luck.
bring it on.
Bring it on.